Anuj, welcome to Founders FM.
Whatever. It sounds like that. My wife's going to be very like, क्या चल रहा है?
Is there a project we completed together that met your expectations exactly that how you envisioned?
What people talk about you when you are not in the room. The identity that we have created has been on point.
What did personal branding even mean to you back then?
Personal branding is something that
Thank you so much for doing this, Anuj. Anuj, welcome to Founders FM.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Been a while, no, since we've been in a formal setup.
How nahi? I don't know if we were ever in a formal setup.
Do you recall our first interaction and what was your first impression about the company in general?
2007. I was an RJ with Radio City. I was looking for the website domain registration.
You had booked a domain with Times Internet Limited.
Times Internet Limited. Correct.
And you wanted some help on that.
The first person, the number that I found weren't available or weren't responding, and the second one was yours. You
Right.
responded, and I then spoke to you. I remember that was the premise for which
Sure.
we spoke. I don't know how this happens, but you have a gut feel about people that you speak with. I come from the world of communication, but it's not something that I academically apply everywhere, but I pick up on tonality, I pick up on words, I pick up on how much honesty someone is speaking with, how much clarity, and their willingness to work with you on something. That's something for me is important. And I guess that's what got me talking to you a lot more. You have different conversations with people. One is that, theek hai, kaam ho gaya, transaction done, finished. You have conversations with people where you get a feel that they're just doing this to maybe do a business with you, and uske beyond they don't really care, formality ho rahi hai. And some people that you speak with, you know that you're able to communicate your feelings, you're able to be heard, you're able to be understood, and there is an exchange of conversation which is not just work, but it kind of is the start of a relationship.
So going back to your RJ days, you were already a personality. So what did personal branding even mean to you back then?
Personal branding is something that I have learned over time. From the internet, from hearing and watching other people. It is the reputation that stays in the room when you are not in it.
Hmm.
That's personal branding. It's what people talk about you when you are not in the room. Whether it is at work, whether it is in personal conversations, all this is personal branding. It's not just having a website or having a popular Instagram or a social media account. It's one-on-one conversation. Your personal branding is going into a store and buying something from somebody that you possibly will never meet again for the rest of your life.
Correct. Okay. So when you first decided to build your website, okay, what were your primary goals? Was it visibility, was it credibility, or was it gaining control?
It was digital, having a digital footprint. I've always been a technologically curious person.
So I'm talking way back in 2007, 8
Yes.
when we first started doing
Yes.
the site.
Yes. I think websites, personal websites, all of those had just started coming
Right.
into existence. The emergence of your digital brand. So I was viral in the days of Orkut, and I had fan pages on Orkut. So Radio City, being an RJ there, gave me a lot of personal branding for a large mass of people. Wikipedia had just begun.
Correct.
And I was experimenting with Wikipedia pages and putting my information out there, because again, these were the early days of Google as well. When
Yes.
you'd Google somebody, you would get Wikipedia. You would get certain fan pages that people had of people of prominence at that point
Correct.
of time. Sulekha was one website I remember.
Just Dial Sulekha.
Just Dial,
From
Sulekha
that time,
Classifieds.
yes.
So at that point, I realized the importance of having a .com and having a name .com, because all of us, when personal emails began, have had cartoon characters and fictional characters with a numeric extension .com or at gmail.com, right?
Right.
I had my name Anuj Gurwara at gmail.com. And I realized the importance of having your name set in stone, which is your personal domain, and how it is important for people to find you and build your online presence there. So that's where I was looking for having a domain. And of course, then same thing applies to my schools, which I
Correct.
ran. So all that went in parallel, which you've of course been handling.
So when did you actually realize that we've gone beyond a vendor-client relationship?
I don't know if there was a particular milestone. If you remember one, let me know. But I think I started coming into your office to handle the work, my own content work, and because I've been a content writer, copywriter, and very proudly an OCD guy, I need to have control over
I know.
all of the work that I do. So I started coming into your office, I think, to start having conversations about the work, and then we'd go out for lunch to that little place on the first
Lunch
floor.
lunch
That
came
was
much
later?
later. Much later.
This is not a this is the, by the way, this is not a Tinder capsule where two people met and swiped right and whatever. It sounds like that. My wife's gonna be very like kya chal raha hai? But I think it was during those conversations, and then you start sharing, life and stories and fun.
See, I know one thing for sure. When you actually sang Panchdara Bomma, I was one of the only 2 or 3 people who knew that you went and recorded a song.
That was in 2008. I recorded it in August 2008. And yes, that was probably a year after we had started working together.
So, Anuj, we've built several websites together now. Okay, in your view, did you see technology has changed now? You see that, from where we were earlier, where it was design-based stuff, to now it's become a lot more technology.
Yeah.
How are you perceiving this change in general?
In general, or with Parivartan?
You can talk either ways.
See, I think what the emergence of technology with design has done, that it has, and the fact that it has made more and more people understand the value of having your digital presence, having a good design, having a good brand name. Emergence of technology has also made it a lot more convenient for people to access various platforms, various mediums. However, it doesn't replace what you guys do. It doesn't replace what a team does, right? It has given people a lot more exposure into what they would want.
Insight.
And have references to what their personal aesthetic matches.
Yes.
Earlier, you would have 3 or 5 different ways a website would be put out, right? Now there are infinite ways, because everyone's looking at, earlier Pinterest hua karta tha. You would have Pinterest, or you would have some websites of certain people, and you would just have basic text and headlines and some photographs.
Right.
Now the UX has changed, the UI has changed, the way website, your loading time matters. Within a few seconds, the whole website has to be at your
when
the
we
tips of your
started,
thumbs.
they would break images and put them as part of websites.
Yeah. And then it would load. Each page would
and
load.
And we would wait for it also.
Yeah, you'd wait for it, and you would click and it would go to another page. Then you would have a back button where it would bring you back to your home page. But now with React and everything else that's happening, the whole website loads in. At the speed of social media, your website needs to be available to somebody. And then that ties into AI. So I think what's happened is, even your role as a design team has changed from just websites to handling entire presence online, across the entire spectrum of platforms that are available, and how each of them play with each other, how each of them talk to each other.
So we've done Sherwood, we've done Heritage. So did you consider design or reputation to be a bigger responsibility or a greater responsibility?
I would say beyond design or reputation, it is how would you convey the ethos of the school? Not just reputation. I've never wanted, or my personal aesthetic. See, when you paint a house, anyone, what are the color choices they make? That reflects
the personality,
the personality of whoever's doing it. So it is the same thing. How would you select a wallpaper? How would you select bricks? How would you select tiles? Same way, my personal aesthetic, or what my father's used to be, or how we run the school, has been very low profile and modest. We're not in your face. We're not showing off as a school. We're doing our work, and we'd like to have a digital presence. And that is a reputation in itself.
Correct.
Right? That is, and how the design carries that forward is what has always been, even now when we do the new website, it shouldn't be in your face. It shouldn't sound desperate to market yourself. It should tell you that, hey, this is what we do. This is where we are. This is what we look like. And if you'd like to, please come in and be a part of it.
So you've also referred us to many clients. What
Yes.
reflects that kind of trust? What factors do you think contribute most towards building that trust in Parivartan? See, I think we eventually were friends, but I think the work is beyond friendship. So what gave you that trust factor that made this go?
I would say that, and I've seen the team evolve over years, right? So, despite that, the foundation of what Parivartan has been a understanding what the client really wants, not imposing something on them, being honest about what you do. I think that is something I appreciate the most. There is an honesty to the work, there's an honesty to the conversation, there is no overselling, and you're honest about delays as well sometimes when they've happened.
Yeah, they happen.
You're honest about what you are able to accomplish and deliver and what you're not. And you've always taken responsibility for the work that you have done. That is something I really have always appreciated.
Is there a project we completed together that met your expectations exactly that how you envisioned?
I don't think I can single out a particular project, or maybe it's not striking me at the moment. My personal website itself, I've had so many iterations. I would though say from the recent projects, I think Sherwood Preschool, the identity that we have created has been on point. Whether
And I
it
think
was
it's been the quickest.
It has been the quickest, yes.
Given our
The preschool that we
both
launched.
of us struggle on, you agree on something, I don't, so both have a voice.
That's been the quickest. I think in recent times, in recent memory, that I would say has been on point with what we were looking at.
So there have been many firsts, okay? So when I say this, I'm also referring to, let's say, when I built an invoicing module for myself, you're the first to take it on.
So for me, when you talk about something as small as the accounting software that you created, I know that my data has been safe with you, and I've referred it to a couple of other of my friends as well, or freelancers, and so that's it. I mean, there was no risk there.
So you didn't find that at all to easily migrate or transition yourself into that software?
Not really. Again, for me, it was easier. One, because you explained it. It was very basic in its use. It was really
very simple to use.
It's very simple to use. It's not complex at all.
So, in your general experience, when do you think a professional relationship actually turns into genuine friendship?
When it's not brutally transactional.
If you were to start this all over again, without having any contacts, recognition, what do you think are the personal qualities or skills one should rely the most?
Train as much as you can. Get as much practical hands-on experience in whatever domain you're taking up. Do that. Do not equate it with the money you are earning, because we are very conditioned by with social media, the onslaught of social media, that everything has to be monetized. The value, the monetization that you're doing is the experience you're getting. Supplement it with another job if you have to, but your core domain, learn as much as you can, get as much hands-on world experience as you can. Then there will be a point when you can start currency monetizing it.
बहुत serious हो गया नहीं?
How?
We'll do the last question. इसको थोड़ा fun करते हैं. So this or that, choose. Okay. Performer or educator?
At this stage of my life, I'm really happy being an educator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Preparation or improvisation?
Oh, preparation, any day.
Spotlight or impact?
Impact.
Reinvention or consistency?
Consistent reinvention.
Reputation or relationship?
Your reputation and relationships are interdependent. You can't choose one or the other.
So you're not going to choose one?
No. They're interdependent. Your relationships build your reputation. Your reputation fosters more relationships.
Thank you so much for doing this, Anuj. Took me a while to get you here, but I'm glad that I did.
Thank you.